we want to know from you that what is your idea of good cinema and what is your prism in considering a film good? And if you could share some recommendations around films that you would like us and our audience to watch.
Okay, okay, great. So, idea of good cinema, two kinds of cinema, I would say. One is a film that shows a completely new world, a world I'm unaware of, or or a world, I mean, which is too far away from me. A world I'm curious about but know nothing about. So that is one kind of cinema. And then there is a second kind of cinema, which is showing a world which is very, very familiar to me, very ordinary, a world I've seen a million times. And I believe I know everything about this world, and then still give a completely new perspective to that world. So these are broadly two kinds of cinema I feel kind of which are worth making, or two kinds of stories which are worth telling. Uh, a completely new world, which, to give you an example, Jurassic Park. Okay, it's an extreme example, but even within our worlds. So, for example, a film set in a newspaper office, which like a film like Spotlight, or a film like, uh, a film set in the baseball world like Moneyball, or those, or a film set in, say, Wolf of Wall Street, which which is in a way very closely connected to genre unknown. There are these new worlds, so which is very true for, I think, genre unknown also. That world, uh, I didn't know at all about that world. Even I didn't know about that world in 2015, also 2020, like contemporary such worlds about middlemen and marketing and these people. Like, so one film which kind of, so I saw Rocket Singh first, and then I saw Genre Unknown. So Rocket Singh, then I figured, okay, probably it is inspired by that, or at least, that's where they got the idea from. Not inspired by, it's a completely different story, but it's a new world. And then there are worlds which we know very intimately, and still we have not seen them in that way. So for example, again, say Oye Lucky, Lucky Oye, kind of a film. We have seen Delhi so many times, and we think we know everything about Delhi, and we think we know about these thieves who do small time thievery. We keep reading about them in newspapers and all. And still, it was a completely new take on that world, a completely new interpretation of that world. So these are the two kinds of cinema I feel which are worth making, or stories worth telling. And then there is a third layer to it. I believe a film should inform the viewer of the time and place. A film which is, uh, which can be set in any time or any place, is not a film worth making, or worth, you know. So if you remove that film from that time or that place, even one of these two factors, the film should collapse. And that is the sign of a good film for me. So if you think, okay, this film is great, then can you set this film in any other time or any other place? No, the film should not make sense. And that is a great film. So, for example, say Mahanagar, if you set that film in Delhi, I don't think it should work. It will work. Or if you set Mahanagar from that, in 2021, you'll have to do a lot of adaptation. You can't really simply put that film here. So it is true for that time, and it is informing us of that time and place. And that is the sign of a great film for me. So broadly, I would say, these kind of stories, or these kind of films which are either revealing a new world or revealing an old world, but with completely new eyes or new take on that world. Uh, and then there is the time and place being very, very important factors for that world. And you said a few films I can recommend.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, there are so many. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know where to start from, but I would say one, like, watch all the classics like start from the classics and then go to the experimental, go to the lesser known. Movie is one great platform I think right now, which is, which is showing such, like they have a whole bunch of Kieslowski's films. They have a whole bunch of you know a whole bunch of older like French New Wave films,
Yep.
and so Varda films. So just, I mean, keep exploring and then watch lots of experimental stuff, which generally you won't find on in your theaters or on the bigger platforms like Netflix and all. So you'll have to dig deep. But I would say one simple thumb rule I follow is, if I like a film, uh, then I check who is the writer and who is the director, and then check their filmography and then follow them. So finish like all films of that director, or till the time you get like two bad films in one row and you are like, okay, I can't watch anymore. But then shift to the writer and then watch all their films, and then until you hit a block of like two bad films in a row, you don't need to stop, like keep going. And also another thing I follow is, and I ask people to follow is, always interact with the work of art, as in don't just watch the film and move on. If you like a film, read about it as much as possible. Read the interviews of the director, the writer, the cast, the DOP, like how they made that film happen, why they made this film, why they chose this particular story, and why they told it in this way. And then read the critiques, read about uh, whatever your the things you might have missed or things you're confused about. Simply, even if it's a straightforward film, even if it's a film which is very, very, accessible, and you feel, okay, there's nothing to know here, I like the film, I love the film, just go and Google the film name. Say the film is Charulata. Okay, Charulata explained. Just Google explained. You'll find lots of people explaining the film to you, and there will be new stuff there to discover. And then you will, then same thing, Charulata reviews, then Charulata critique, then Charulata interviews. You'll find old interviews maybe sometimes, and then just interact with one. And especially for films you love, definitely watch them twice.
Mm.
If you like a film, definitely watch it again. And if you are confused about a film, definitely watch it again, because second viewing you will know if you liked it or not. If if you had liked it and were confused, you'll like it even more, and if you didn't like it, you'll hate it the second time. So bad films get worse, good films get better the second viewing. That is a simple thumb rule. So follow that, because second viewing is actually the first time you are watching the film. First time you are getting lots of information. First time is information intake. Second time is the film pleasure viewing. And second time, actually, all the good films I've seen, all the great films I've seen, they keep getting better with every viewing. Not second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. They keep getting better. So you will find stuff which is, which is uh, actually the joy of the director or the writer, that they've inserted that theme, or sometimes they've not even inserted that theme. That theme is making sense to you because it's connected to your life now, and it's your interpretation. Then the film starts becoming yours after the second screening, second viewing. After that, it's not, Satyajit Ray's film, it's your film. You have a connection and you have discovered stuff which probably Satyajit Ray did not. And yeah, it's a bit of a big statement, but I know it is possible. If you watch a film enough number of times, the film becomes, uh, keeps changing every time and keeps getting better. So that's all. And yeah, of course, watch every film made by Satyajit Ray. Try to find good prints, or try to tag Martin Scorsese everywhere you can find him, and put comments under his interviews and say, "Sir, please restore Chiriyakhana, please restore." these films, and because nobody else is doing it here. But because these films are the greatest treasures of our country, and we need to get the best copies available for the coming generations. So yeah.
Thank you, Varun. It is such a pleasure
Thank
talking to you and getting enlightened on your views. And we hope that some other day we can have some more of your time to discuss something else, maybe Kislovsky, who knows. But
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much for today, Varun.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a great time talking. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.